Okay, so we didn't really go over much of complex numbers, but of course it's not very difficult. It's something that we did in Algebra 2. Um, so complex numbers just means those imaginary numbers, right? So when we take the square root of a negative number, we can't actually do that. So what we do is we separate square root of -1 and square root of 49. So we take the square root of 49, that equals to 7. And the square root of -1 is called an imaginary number. So together, the answer would be 7i. And just to show you the difference, this one has a negative on the outside of the square root. So we just take the square root of 16, which is 4, and we add that negative, which is -4. Now, with number 11, we have square root of -32. So what we can do is simplify this, but instead of splitting it into 1, we're actually gonna split it into 3. We're gonna take the -1 completely by itself. Then we're gonna have -16 and sorry, not -16, just the square root of 16 and the square root of 2. So if we take the square root of -1, that's I, that's imaginary. We take the square root of 16, that's 4, and then square root of 2. So to simplify this, 4i and square root of 2. So it's nothing too complicated. It's just the added fact that a -1 gives us an I. So now what I want to do for these next ones is just simple operations. So when we have an I, we're just going to treat it like it was in any regular variable. So right here, all we're doing is combining like terms. So we're going to go ahead and combine 4 plus 2. And then we're going to do -7i plus 3i. So again, we're just combining like terms. So 4 plus 2 gives us 6. And -7 plus 3i gives us -4i. And that would be the answer. When we have a subtraction, we first have to distribute the negative, and we're going to have 2 minus 4i minus 2 plus I. And then we just combine our like terms again. So then we have 2 minus 2, and we're going to have -4i plus I. So this right here cancels out. That's 2 minus 2 is 0. And -4i plus 1i would be -3i. Okay. So moving on. If we take the square root of -2 and the square root of -7 to multiply them, again, as long as they're the same root, we are going to we're just going to do a straight multiplication. So that should be -2 times -7, which is equal to a positive 14. And finally, in this last one, we're going to do a division, and again, the same root gives us -9/3, which would be a -3. Now, since we have this negative, what we can do is again take out that -1, and this square root of -1 would give us I. So I square root of 3 would be the answer. So again, make sure to complete this with all the work done, and I'll go ahead and give you extra credit, or I'll replace any grade that you might be missing.